The Late Show studio buzzed with an electrifying warmth, the air thick with anticipation as Stephen Colbert strode confidently to his desk. His grin, wide and genuine, radiated charm, his presence a beacon of sharp wit and sincerity. The audience erupted, their cheers booming through the studio, shaking the very walls, a wave of sound promising a night filled with biting truth and deep, belly-aching laughter. Across from him sat Elon Musk, the billionaire mogul, his tousled hair effortlessly disheveled, his posture lazily draped across the chair. Yet, his eyes burned with an unmistakable glint, a mix of self-assured arrogance and calculated control. His mere presence commanded attention, wealth, and influence looming like an unspoken force over the room. His hands rested smugly on the armrests, fingers tapping with a quiet authority, as if the show itself were just another boardroom he was prepared to dominate. The audience was a split force, a fusion of Colbert's loyalists, eager for sharp, satirical blows, and Musk's tech devotees, who worshipped innovation like a gospel. Their combined excitement pulsed through the room, voices rising in a charged hum, the tension crackling beneath the surface. A storm was brewing, a collision inevitable, a clash that would ignite into something unforgettable. Colbert, ever the composed master of the stage, launched in with his signature poise, his voice slicing through the noise like a practice blade. "Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a big one tonight, Elon Musk. The guy who's got more money than most countries and a plan to abandon Earth for Mars." His words, laced with playful sarcasm, drew a ripple of laughter from the crowd, a knowing chuckle that spoke of their trust in Colbert's ability to keep things real. Musk smirked, reclining further, his voice oozing confidence. "Stephen, I'm saving humanity, one rocket at a time. You're welcome." The arrogance dripped thick, the air around him nearly humming with self-importance. A few in the audience clapped, hesitantly, while others exchanged uncertain glances, their unease whispering through the room like a low, restless wind. Colbert arched a brow, his signature mix of amusement and challenge flickering across his face. "Saving us, huh? And yet, you still flaunt that billionaire glow like we should be honored just to bask in it." His jab was light but deliberate, hitting its mark as the audience chuckled, the atmosphere tightening ever so slightly. It wasn't just comedy anymore. It was truth wrapped in humor, a conversation turning into a duel. Colbert steered the discussion toward SpaceX, the mission to Mars, the grand vision. "So, Elon, this whole Mars colonization thing, are you serious about giving humanity a second home? Or is this just a playground for the ultra-rich to escape, while the rest of us peasants clean up the mess?" His words, laced with a teasing smirk, landed with a playful thud, but the question beneath them was sharp, undeniable. The audience erupted in laughter, applause rolling through the studio like waves crashing against a rocky shore, solid, unwavering, a testament to their faith in Colbert's ability to speak for them. Musk barely flinched, his reply smooth, practiced. "I'm completely serious, Stephen. Earth is a disaster. The future is on Mars." His tone carried a faint trace of disdain, his eyes scanning the room, reading the crowd like an algorithm. Some clapped, but the response was uneven, fractured. A shift in the air. A disconnect that was beginning to widen. Colbert leaned in, his eyes locked onto Musk's with a quiet intensity. "The future, huh? And what about the rest of us stuck here, footing the bill for your cosmic joyride? Ever think about that?" His voice, still light, carried an edge now, a spark that flickered into something more. The audience felt it, their laughter giving way to murmurs, a question hanging between them all. Was this still humor? Or had the moment cracked open into something real? Musk's smirk faltered, fingers drumming impatiently against the armrest. "Oh, Stephen, whining about bills now. Stick to comedy. Leave the vision to me." His voice, cool and dismissive, sliced through the room like ice. A bar meant to sting. The audience reacted instantly. Gasps rippled through the crowd, some booing softly, others leaning forward, sensing the tide turning. The tension coiled tight, a spring wound too far, ready to snap. Colbert's smile hardened. Comedy, sure. But at least I'm not dodging reality by buying myself a private planet. The clapback was instant, sharp and effortless. The crowd roared in approval, claps turning thunderous, the energy surging toward Colbert like an unstoppable current. A battle line had been drawn, a host standing his ground, a billionaire exposed. Musk leaned in now, his voice dropping, a glint of annoyance flashing in his eyes. Oh, so now you're some noble crusader? Crying about the little people while I'm out here solving real problems? Maybe stick to your jokes. His tone dripped with condescension, a final shove meant to shut down the moment, to reclaim control. But the audience wasn't buying it. The boos came louder now, murmurs of anger rippling through the seats, a frustration that had been simmering now reaching its boiling point. Colbert's eyes burned, unwavering. Jokes? Sure. But at least I don't pretend my bank account makes me a savior. You're solving problems for who? Yourself? The words struck like a lightning bolt, splitting through Musk's confidence. The crowd exploded, cheers, whistles, some even on their feet, a studio shaking with their support. The scales had tipped. The battle was no longer just a debate, it was a reckoning. Musk's hands cut through the air, frustration flaring. You don't get it, Stephen. I'm building the future. You're stuck in the past, whining about fairness. It's pathetic. His voice rose, sharp, edged with an unmistakable snarl of entitlement. The crowd jeered, a storm now fully unleashed, their loyalty solidified behind Colbert. Colbert stayed still, steady, his voice calm, precise. The future, huh? Sounds like a fancy excuse to leave us behind. I'm not whining. I'm watching out for them. Something you seem to have forgotten. His words were a shield, a call to the audience. And they answered. Applause crashed over him in waves, a defiant roar in the face of Musk's growing irritation. Then the breaking point. Musk shot up, his chair scraping harshly against the floor, the sound grating, final. I don't need this, Stephen. You're a clown. I'm done with this sanctimonious garbage. His hands ripped the mic free, the cord snapping wildly, his face twisted in fury. Keep your little show, I've got better things to do. With that, he stormed off, his footsteps thundering, his exit a blaze of arrogance undone. The audience erupted, their voices shaking the walls, some booing, some cheering, but all riveted. Colbert sat back, hands raised in mock farewell. Take care, Elon. Mars won't miss you. His voice was cool, effortless, a final note of victory. The audience roared, their trust in him unshaken, the confrontation sealed in late-night history. And with that, the night was Colbert's to reclaim.